Today, Kevin and I are going to be going over the movies and TV shows that we watch during the month of November. Of course, it's going to be Tammy heavy on this because I watch more than Kevin. That's just the way it is. Kevin plays a lot of computer games, and he and Andrew were playing a game, and now they're playing a different game. And so you may have seen him online on Twitch or on his Movie HQ YouTube channel because he's been going live more and more. And so you never know when you're going to catch him. He and Andrew playing on there, and you can type in questions, ask them questions, and they'll talk to you. And and you've had people come in there and ask you stuff. Yeah. But that's what he's been doing while I'm watching other things. So that's why I'm watching more than him. We mentioned in last month's video, we talked for about a half an hour about it, so I'm not going to go in a lot of detail here because no one seemed to care about it, that we were watching Big Brother UK.
Probably not a lot of people, nobody over here is probably watching
No,
it.
but I don't know that a lot of people over there were watching it either, or at least not people that watch my videos. But we did finish up Big Brother UK. The person who I wanted to win did not win. But you were probably happy with who won.
I was okay with who won.
Yeah. We are on the very last season of Shameless.
Like halfway through, probably.
And for a while, honestly, it was hard to watch for a little while.
The second to last full season was kind of,
it was like,
just okay.
Yeah, and so it's gotten better in the last season, but we've noticed that they've gotten really, really bad about dropping storylines completely.
Oh yeah.
So especially,
like something will happen and it'll go on for like 2 episodes and it's never mentioned again.
Yes, like with Kevin and V. Kevin and V are probably my favorite people on the show. And they've had them dabbling in a lot of different things. And you'll see it for one episode, and then the next episode it's like, what happened with this that they were going into, or that she was doing?
Well, like, just spoiler alert, if you've never watched it, just close your ears for a second. The whole thing way back where the mother had Kevin's baby.
Yeah.
And then she kept the baby, and they've never mentioned it again. He's giving it to her, and he's not going to have anything to do with it. I mean, it's weird. Or recently it was more of the medical things and the jobs and the
it's the jobs that
the drug rep that V was doing, and it's like, just quit doing it.
It's like it's not enough for them to just own this bar and be working at a bar. They have to have more of a story for them. Yeah. So they're trying to figure out more ways to write them into the show. Mm-hmm. And
so they have them hustling for jobs all the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't stick around, even though they seem very successful at those things that they put them in. It's like if you were that successful, you would keep doing it, but they don't. Right. So anyway,
the last season's gotten better.
It's gotten better, yes. Survivor, we're watching Survivor. We are not up on the latest episode. We've been busy with Thanksgiving and everything, just like all of you all have things that you're busy doing. We are too, so we have not watched the latest episode of that or the Bake Off. The Bake Off is over. The final, we have not watched.
Hopefully we'll watch it by the time this comes out, but maybe not.
Maybe not. See. Because, we'll see, because I don't know that we'll have a chance. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to fit it all in. Yeah, it is. I watched Martha on Netflix. It's about Martha Stewart, and it's kind of like it's a documentary about Martha Stewart.
A lot of interviews with her is what it looked like.
Yes, she does a lot of the talking, and she it's really interesting that she is a force. She really is. I have a lot of respect for Martha Stewart. She knows what she wants. She knows what she likes. And she's not going to compromise herself. Right. No. And it doesn't matter whether, like for me, I worry about people's feelings. Like, some people probably wouldn't think that, but I do. And you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and you want to make everyone feel like part of the group and like everybody welcome. But that's not reality. Reality is we're all going to have disagreements. We're not all going to agree on the same things, and that's okay. Martha Stewart will flat out tell you what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And I have a lot of respect for her for that.
And for her, it's a business too. So it's like, I want my business done a certain way.
Yes.
Does that also apply to her private life too?
That applies to her private life too. And I there's a part
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
Where her husband, she and her husband are going through a split, and there were letters written from her to him, and she was sitting right there. She could have read the letters in her voice. And basically, she told the producers, whoever's behind the camera, she said, I've handed over the letters. You can do what you want with them. So they had to read them. Yes, basically. But she did give them over. But she was like, you know what? I've already gone through those emotions. I've already dealt with that. I don't feel like reading those letters again just for this documentary, and I'm not going to. You're not going to make me. So if you want to rehash this crap, then you're going to have to do it. And that's exactly what they did. Funny. And I just think that's awesome. And then later, way later
she also has the clout to do that, though. Some people don't have that power, in their life.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And
some of us have to just be yes men and go, yes sir, no
that's
sir.
Right. And it's
yes
like,
ma'am, no ma'am.
Yes, just like with these YouTube channels. It's like when you have millions of subscribers and you're making millions of dollars, then you can afford
to tick off
some people. Yeah. I don't have that luxury. Right. So,
you have to be careful about what you say.
But it was a really interesting documentary.
It looked interesting. I've heard it's pretty good.
Yeah. So then I watched, by myself, I watched Woman of the Hour, and it has Anna Kendrick, and basically it's about a serial killer. And it's about a serial killer who goes on the show,
the
dating game. Yeah. He goes on the dating game, and he has this personality. He knows exactly what to say and how to manipulate. And he's a charmer. He knows, like we said, Martha Stewart doesn't pull any punches. This guy is trying to entice you into his web, and so he's a charmer.
Like that.
Yeah, and so it was interesting. Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, was wonderful. It was...
But sad.
Yes, it was very sad because you know what's coming. We all know that Christopher Reeve, what happened? That he was on a horse, he fell off the horse, he was paralyzed, and he ended up dying. And yes, it's sad, even though you know it's coming. It's sad because you're going through this with him, and you're going through what he went through, and you're seeing he was doing a movie right before this happened where he was playing, like, I might not be remembering it exactly, but he was playing like a paralyzed man. Oh, so he was having to go into this hospital, this like VA hospital or something, and see all these paralyzed people. And he said, basically, I was able to leave at the end of the day, and because I wasn't one of those people in that hospital.
That's
and then
ironic, huh?
It happened to him, and it's like, my gosh, it's just horrible. And
did you say most of that documentary was after the accident?
Yes, it is.
So very little happened.
So they do show scenes. They show scenes, of course, of him in the movie Superman and stuff like that, and they talk about all that. But a lot of it, yes, is
primarily about his life.
Yeah, afterwards.
I was curious about that too because I asked about it. That's why.
I would watch it again if you want to watch it because I thought it was so interesting, and I like documentaries like that. I like Martha. I would watch that again. I like personal stories like that. I would rather watch stuff like that than a movie, honestly. But and then I just felt like watching Peter Pan. I felt like watching a Disney movie, so I watched I watched Peter Pan. There's not much more to say to that. I just felt like watching it, so I watched it. I am watching a show called Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun. And I have mentioned before about Benidorm. Benidorm is a place where...
Well, it was a show.
It was a TV show.
Yeah.
Okay, what I didn't know was that...
That's real.
It's real. It's real. So, like, I told Kevin, I said, there was a movie called Best in Show. But before Best in Show, there was a TV show on like TLC, back when it was the Learning Channel, or one of those. And there was an actual show about these dog
show people.
Dog show people. The dog show people are like, they're very peculiar people. They have their quirks, just like we all do. And they were very entertaining to watch. Like, if they did a show like this again with real people, as long as it's not like
hokey and
fake. You could tell when shows are fake. As long as they film their real behavior, it would be gold. Because back then you got to see how they acted, these dog show people. But then they came out with this movie called Best in Show, and it's like, oh my gosh. People don't realize that haven't watched the show. That's really these people. They are completely doing this movie off of these real people. So Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun is the real show. It's the real people that live in Benidorm. And Benidorm's a TV show. Hilarious. And Kevin and I watched the whole show, Benidorm. And never in my wildest dreams did I know that
they were kind of making fun of.
This is really,
the people.
Yes, this is really these people. This is really how these people live. And a lot of these people, I think it's awesome. I love hearing about when people live in one place. They're born and they live in one place, and then they completely pack up and move to another country. These bargain-loving Brits in the Sun have gone from living in the UK to living in Spain, and usually they form a whole new career once they get there. They're not just laying in the sun, but they love Benidorm so much that they're willing to work so that they could stay there rather than go back to England where they say it's raining all the time and all that, you know. I love it. I think it's a great show. The Hobbit, I just felt like watching The Hobbit. Frankly, I needed to walk a lot on my treadmill. I had eaten a lot and I needed to walk it out.
Work it off.
And so I thought, what can I watch that's going to be a long movie that I haven't seen in a while? So I chose The Hobbit, and I think the first one is called like something like The Long Journey, and that's what I went on my treadmill, a long journey. And I watched, over like 3 days, I watched all three of those. And they're terrific.
Yeah, they're good movies. I didn't watch them again, but...
no, you were playing with Andrew on your game. I watched Disclaimer. Disclaimer is on Apple TV. It has Kate Blanchett. And Ashley watched this too. Ashley watched it first. And she told me, she said, you need to watch this, which I had planned on watching it anyway. And it's so fascinating. I love Kate Blanchett anyway, but this book comes out. This book is published, and Kate Blanchett gets a copy of the book, and the book doesn't name her personally, but the book is about her. The book is all about her, all about her life.
Interesting.
And yes, the book, and she is on a mission to find out who wrote the book, and then the story starts to play of the past of what happens, with the events that were in the book. You get to see what happened.
Does it end? Or is it set up for a second season?
It ends. Yeah. It ends.
So it's a one-time thing.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing, but it was probably based on a book. It seems like the kind of thing that was based on a book. It was wonderful. I loved it. It is very adult.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
It's a series. It's on Apple TV, but it's like 10 episodes or something. It's sexual situations. You don't want to watch it with kids at all. But it's a very well written story. Then we went to the movie with Ashley to see Red One, and that has Dwayne The Rock Johnson and
I can't remember the guy's
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I really like him.
So you could talk about this a little bit.
It was a good hokey Christmas movie.
A one-time
thing. If you want something a little bit more actiony that's Christmas movie, that's what this is. It's not one of your comedies. It's not a sappy one. It's kind of, you don't see very many action Christmas movies. That's about the best way you can describe it.
Yes,
and at times it did seem like it was a little bit of a cash grab. You know, let's mark it on the Santa Claus name and The Rock, and let's throw them in a movie. And
Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu was in there. I like her. But they, I mean, at times it was a little goofy and hokey, but it was interesting. It was good watching once.
There are real people. And there's also like polar bears.
There's all kinds of weird stuff in there. They did a good job. The special effects are really, really good. I did like the effects.
I think it'd be a good one you could take.
And the North Pole. The North Pole was cool. They showed the from the North Pole like flying in, and it's not your typical North Pole. You know, this is like an updated Santa Claus. It's not like your chubby old St. Nicholas. This is like a
J.K.
high-tech,
But J.K. Simmons plays Santa Claus, so he's buff. He's buff. Yeah, he works out.
Yeah.
So
you can tell he works out in real life too, because he's got the arms and everything.
Yes. He, but he's not your jolly old St. Nicholas. He's
what did he say? Is one time he's eating a cookie and he says, "Well, I burn 4 million something calories on Christmas night, Christmas
delivering
Day. Delivering the presents. So that's why he eats so many cookies. It's because he's burning calories."
And Ashley and I agreed. We really liked at the end of the movie. I don't think I'm giving anything away. I mean, it's Santa Claus. But we really liked how they showed him delivering the presents. You get to see how he gets it done. And I thought that was a really good part. But I liked them going to the North Pole, showing how it.
So it had its good moments. But it was definitely a one. It's not going to be. I don't think. Well,
it's not going to be an every year.
Yeah,
movie.
You're probably not going to be your regular movie unless you watch. If you watch Christmas movies every night for like 2 or 3 weeks up to Christmas, then sure, throw this one in there. But it wouldn't be, we usually watch about 3 or 4 Christmas movies every year.
Yes.
This wouldn't be one. This wouldn't be necessarily one of those.
Right. This isn't going to be a classic like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah, it's not going to have that staying.
But it
was good. It was worth
good.
Watching.
Yeah.
I think you could safely watch it at home. I think you could watch it at home though, and not have to go to the theaters and spend $50.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be out to where you can rent it at home. We saw it at the theater.
Yeah, but I'm saying it will be. Though.
You think it will be before Christmas?
I would think so. Who knows?
I think if you like the movie Jingle All the Way,
that's kind of action
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's kind of funny too, though.
I think you will like this movie too.
It was good.
It's that kind of thing.
I liked it. It was fun.
Okay, and then I watched The Crowded Room.
But I got to tell
now, when I was watching The Crowded Room, I went in not knowing anything about it. So during the first episode, honestly, I thought, what am I watching? Why am I watching this? And you know what? I decided to stick with it. And I'm glad I did. It has Tom Holland and Amanda Seyfried. And that's why I stuck with it. Because I thought I really liked both of those people. And I thought if they were willing to put their acting skills behind this movie, then it must be something worth watching, and I just need to stick with it. So the description says, in Manhattan in the summer of 1979, a young man is arrested for a shocking crime. That's Tom Holland. And an unlikely investigator, that's Amanda Seyfried, must solve the mystery behind it before the true criminal strikes again. And I told Kevin, I said, it's really funny. I showed Kevin his picture, Tom Holland's picture on the computer. I said, remember when we watched the show Candy and Candy Montgomery, and they made not the Elizabeth Olsen version, but the other one. I can't remember her name. But anyway, she looked, here's a beautiful woman, and she really looked real homely in that because of her hair. And I said, remember
the
how
curly hair.
Yeah, I remember how this beautiful knockout woman is made like really homely by that, just to show you what a bad hairdo will do for you. Well, I showed Kevin Tom Holland's picture, and he's like, who is that? I said, look, I said, look how awful he looks. It's supposed to be in 1979. He looked awful. It's Tom Holland. Tom Holland's a good-looking kid, and his hair just like, oh my gosh.
70s was the decade of bad hair.
Yeah, really. There was some bad hair. Well, and let me tell you,
the 70s was like
it completely changes the way that he looks in this movie.
Because think about it.
In the show. It's a show. It's like 10 episodes.
You went from the 50s and 60s, everybody was like men's hairdos especially. We're all tight and short.
I love it. High and tight,
and then the 60s kind of got a little longer, but it was still kind of kept. And then the 70s, they just said, hell with it. We're just going to just grow it whatever way we want to.
Yeah. And I don't like that. I like.
So was that a good show?
Tight. Oh yes, it ended up being. It got to the point where it was like, oh, I can't wait to watch the next episode because you want to know what's going to happen.
Was it a one and done series too, like a mini?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it won't come back on. Yeah.
Sometimes I like to know if they're just miniseries or if they're actually going to be a continuing show.
No, this is going to be.
There's so many miniseries. You know, miniseries was one of those things that was very rare when we were growing up.
Yeah.
You know, you would get the three or 4 part miniseries they'd show on TV for 4 nights in a row, and it was a rare thing. Nowadays, it's pretty common to get a 8 to 10 episode miniseries.
Especially on Netflix and Apple TV and stuff. This seems like it would have been a book too. The Crowded Room. Y'all could let me know if it was. I don't know if it was or not, but it just seems like it could have been a book. So, Disclaimer and A Crowded Room both seem like they would be books. I watched Home for the Holidays because I watch it every single year before Thanksgiving. It has Robert Downey Jr. and Holly Hunter and Anne Bancroft. And basically Holly Hunter is going home. She lives in like, let's say Chicago, but then she's traveling home to like, I don't know, New Jersey or somewhere to visit her family for Thanksgiving, and it's dysfunctional just like everybody has dysfunctional family members. You know, you think you're the only family that's like that. You're not. Everybody has their quirky people, and you might be the quirky one, you know? So it's a really good Thanksgiving movie. But Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, honestly, I didn't watch it. I listened to it.
Of course, we've seen it so many times.
I was putting a puzzle together. And the whole time I was sitting putting the puzzle together, honestly, I was singing the movie in my mind while I was listening to it. I was in one room and it was, I mean, I could see the TV from where I was at, but I was mainly listening to it. And I've seen it so many times that I know it.
You know everything.
If you've never seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, it is one of the best. It has John Candy and Steve Martin.
And they go good together anyway.
And it is one of the most... It's hilarious, absolute.
If you like Christmas Vacation kind of stuff, then it's kind of similar.
It's gold. It is gold.
It is really good.
So
it's pretty old too. So if you haven't seen it by now, you should check it out.
You need to check it out. Well, I know Sandra, who lives in Australia, you know, you get shows in other countries, you know, that's popular here, but she might not see it there. I'm thinking that's one of the ones that she told me I'd never seen it, and I watched it, and she really enjoyed it. So in other countries, you know, they may not have seen it.
Yeah.
It'd be worth you watching it.
It's also it's funny watching those kind of movies, and just like Home Alone, the time before cell phones and stuff.
Yes.
How things would be different now. That movie, because most of those movies couldn't exist nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
Because cell phones have changed so much.
Cell phone has changed it. Yeah. Then I'm going to just touch on some shows really quickly. We have started Slow Horses.
The newer season.
We've watched the first episode of the newest season of Slow Horses. We have watched several episodes of, well, let me tell you this. I said at the end of last month, and I don't think a lot of people tuned in for it because I did spend the last like 20 minutes talking about Big Brother UK. So I think a lot of people quit watching. But after I talked about Big Brother UK, I said, please put in the comments below whether you would like us to start Schitt's Creek or Parks and Recreation. So very few people actually gave an opinion, and that's how I know people didn't stay for it, because I thought more people would have commented. Well, we tried to start Schitt's Creek, and we watched what?
3 episodes?
3 episodes?
I can't hang with it. It was just so dry.
No, it's just not. We may pick it up later, but for right now, it's just not for me.
Too slow.
And I love Catherine O'Hara.
Eugene Levy.
Yeah,
Isn't it
Eugene Levy. It's just...
It's very dry.
Yeah.
Very dry, and the comedy in it is not that...
But it's not British. It's not dry British.
It's like...
Because we love
It's a Canadian
British.
show, I believe.
Well,
so,
we love dry British humor.
Yeah.
And this is just not like
it's
that.
just not that funny.
So we
so far, at least.
So we quit. Well, we quit. We've shelved it. And we started...
We have it. We're just not going to watch it.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah. We started Parks and Recreation. And I really enjoy
It's
Parks
funny.
and Recreation.
You can tell they're trying to copy The Office, for right now.
Yes.
Hopefully it'll change off that as it goes. But for right now, it's very Office-like.
Yes, but we love The Office.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Oh, I don't mind it being
so
like
it's
The
okay
Office,
that it's
but,
like The Office, but it is like The Office.
Yeah, I hope it moves into its own thing.
But it is a funny show, so I'm glad we changed.
Yeah, they do a good job of it.
We're watching Hoarders. We always like Hoarders. And Hoarders is one of those shows that it always makes you want to clean.
Or it's how do these people live like that?
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah,
The
it makes
mental
me
illness
want to get up and like, what can I scrub?
Yeah.
The Cleaner is a British show. It has Greg Davis, and he's the taskmaster. It has him, and he is a crime scene cleaner, so he goes into these
different situations.
different situations, and he always gets involved with the people there.
It's not about the cleaning.
No.
It's about the people that are at the cleaning site.
I am watching 1,000 Pound Sisters, and I'm watching 1,000 Pound Friends. We also started Georgie and Mandy, which the laugh track on this show is so annoying.
So many people have commented on it. And the music. The music's
very bizarre.
The tango music.
It doesn't go with
weird.
it at all. They need to drop that tango music, and they need to drop that laugh track.
Yeah, the laugh track's ridiculous.
Yellowstone. We've started Yellowstone. We've only watched the first episode.
Was it just the first one?
Just the first one,
It seems like we watched
And
two.
then I never mention it, but somebody always asks me if I'm watching Real Housewives. Yes, I'm watching Real Housewives. And people have said, you should make a video talking about Real Housewives. There's just not enough people that are interested in it to talk about for a whole video. I've made one a long time ago about Real Housewives, and I just don't think that many people are interested in it. But I still enjoy the Real Housewives shows.
You and a couple hundred people out there are probably interested.
Yes, that's it. So it's not worth me making a whole video. But we do have shows that are coming up that we're excited about, but we are going to continue on with what we have here.
Yeah, and we have some shows that have started recently that we will start watching once me and Andrew quit playing so much.
Yes. Basically,
Right now
that's what it comes down to. Yeah, because we do have shows that we are going to watch and that have started, and we just haven't gotten to start them yet. Some reality shows too, and we just haven't gotten to start them yet, but we will. So, as always, if you have any suggestions, recommendations, please put them below, because we read them, but other people read them, and I love reading your comments. And at some point, hopefully, we get to a lot more of these, but we're going to continue what we're doing, what we're watching, but hopefully we'll get to some of your suggestions. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you at the end of December, hopefully with some Christmas movies in there, some more.
She'll probably watch them at least.
Well, we had one Christmas movie this month, which was Red One, and 2 Thanksgiving movies. Yeah, so we'll hopefully have some Christmas movies next month, but we'll see you then.